Good morning. We want to thank everyone for being here this morning for this mayoral press conference. I'm Investigator Joe Bias and also Master of Ceremonies. We'd like to go ahead and introduce the people who will be speaking to you this morning, and that will be the Honorable Mayor of the City of Laredo, Dr. Victor D. Trevino. Also speaking here, Laredo Police Chief Miguel Rodriguez. And joining us in just a minute will be District Attorney Isidro Alaniz. We'd like to also welcome the school districts who are here with us today in this press conference. LISD Superintendent Guillermo Pro, thank you, sir, for being here. Also, LISD Executive Director of Health and Safety Support Services, Dr. Oscar Perez Cicero. And also our partner in crime at LISD Police Department, LISD Police Chief Doreen Hale. Thank you for being here. We'd like to go ahead and have the mayor start off this press conference.
Thank you. Good morning. I want to thank everyone for being here today. With me and Chief Rodriguez, the Laredo Police Department, Webb County District Attorney Isidro Alaniz, we're waiting for to come in, and members of the city management team, everyone here today. I'm here to inform today to the community of Laredo that we are announcing the worst homicide of the year. As mayor of the safest city in Texas, this is not a good day for our community. Homicides are not common in Laredo, and especially disturbing when young generations are involved. Not long ago, we addressed an incident involving students from multiple high schools, both public and private, that began disputes over a female and ended up in late-night shootout in one of our safest neighborhoods. The reality is very clear. Some young people, regardless of economic levels, are no longer settling conflicts with their fists. They're showing up with deadly weapons. We're going to get in front of this serious problem. I go to the hospital every day, and we see so many people dedicated that they work every day with the sole purpose of saving lives. Seeing young people take the life of another so coldly and ruthlessly violates our most basic sense of humanity. But let me be very clear to the public. Violence, whether committed by juveniles or young adults, will not be tolerated in our community. When young individuals commit serious violent crimes, there will be real consequences. Compassion does not mean being permissive. Public safety comes first, and anyone who threatens the life of another will be held fully accountable under the law. At the same time, law enforcement alone is not enough. The vast majority of these problems begin at home. Parents would know where their children are, who they are with, and what they have access to. Secure your firearms. Spend time with your kids. Pay attention to what they're doing. Having children is a responsibility in our community. If you're overwhelmed, a single parent, or even afraid of your own child, call the police. Early intervention can save lives. These young adults are having dangerous behaviors as minors before tragedies occur. From a policy standpoint, we can demand accountability while still believing in redemption and opportunity. Every young person deserves a path forward, but that path must be grounded in responsibility, respect for the law, and value for human life. I'm deeply troubled that students witnessed or knew about or even recorded this crime to post on social media and did not call the police. That must change. Our message is simple. We will protect our community. We will enforce the law. And we will be not soft on crime. Before I turn the podium to Chief of Police, I want the community to know that the next week we will be holding a town hall meeting to announce concrete actions, including reactivation of a juvenile task force, increased collaboration with our schools and neighborhoods, and expansion of anonymous tips lines. If we have to give more money for information that leads to arrest and save lives, we will. We will put the full weight of the city resources behind these efforts, because keeping our community safe is a core responsibility of my administration. And I will pass the podium on to Chief.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be giving you an update as to where the case is at, and I'm going to let our district attorney to give you some visibility as to where the case is going. As you all know already, the victim, Rafael, was pronounced dead yesterday at 5:43 p.m. That triggered the process for us to immediately get warrants for murder felony 1 on the individuals that were responsible for his death. As you can see, multiple individuals were charged with the same crime. Again, I will let our district attorney explain on that end the reason for those charges. But I can tell you that the juvenile is also in the process of moving forward and getting certified as an adult. There's a question about that. I will let you ask that question to our district attorney, start through that process. But I can tell you that this is a situation that we're working together moving forward. We've always had communication with our LISD partners. I know Dr. Perez, our chief of police, the chief of police from LISD, Green Health, Superintendent Barr, we've had conversations before about different things that have happened inside the school or outside the school. But I can tell you that this partnership has always existed. The only thing that's changing is that now the Royal Police Department is completely engaged in the juvenile crime analysis, and now we're going to be adapting ourselves and to making sure that we are seeing the trends that are moving around the schools. Because whatever's happening inside the school and whatever happens outside the school, we strongly believe that both of us, LISD and the Royal Police Department and the city, should know about it. So this is just a collaboration that's going to happen, that's going to get stronger. But at the same time, is to make sure that we prevent things like this from happening. And so we are moving one of our crime analysts to completely making sure that we complete our report on a weekly basis to be able to send out to our schools, to our ISD, to our LISD. The other thing that this analyst is going to be doing is, on a daily basis, keep with the trends. Anything that sparks up, from, for example, an arrest that is involving a student, that the ISDs know about that individual. The other thing that we're moving forward, and this is something that Chief Hill brought to us, was that the handle with care that we've talked about many times. Anytime that there's an involvement of a kid or that needs help or that is going through tough times in their household, the school knows about it, that we know about it. That way, we navigate through this together. And so we've had multiple conversations with our district attorney. I can tell you that every time that something like this happens, they're right next to us. And so our district attorney, this is the reason why I strongly believe, and the mayor believe, that it's very important that he was here today, because a lot of these situations, a lot of these things that happen, the reason that some of the worst individuals that have been involved in things like this are in jail are because of the good work and the partnership that we have with our district attorney. So I will let him speak after that, have our one-on-ones, and that way we don't take up the time on questions as we're here in the podium. I'll pass the mic, or the podium to our district attorney.
Adult crimes, adult time. You know, that's something that I've always said as district attorney when it involves young people committing acts of violence. That if you're gonna be committing crimes as of an adult, be prepared to do adult time. Recently in September of 2025, you all covered saw the case of Alexander Mapita Lopez, a juvenile who was running with a gang, also involved in committing crimes. And in the 341st District Court, he was given a sentence of 42 years. This was a juvenile who was certified as an adult. The people in Webb County, in Laredo, Texas, do not tolerate violent offenders. When you commit acts of violence against other persons in our community, you will be facing severe punishment and time in prison. There's 4 teens involved in a malicious and violent assault with a deadly weapon, are now facing murder charges because the victim yesterday succumbed to his injuries. Unlike other cities, other states, other countries, violence in the streets is not tolerated in Laredo, Webb County, Texas. Our goal is accountability. It's always been, and it is in this case. You know, the reckless act of doing this in broad daylight on Kearney Street near Nixon High School. It hits home with me, being a graduate of Nixon High School and seeing where this took place right outside the convenience store. Putting the public in danger. I spent this morning watching all these videos of surveillance cameras from homes and of course, like the mayor stated, all the stuff that's on social media. You guys have seen it. You guys have seen it. This is gonna play out in the court. And ultimately, a jury's gonna make the decision in this case. Our job is to bring all the evidence, all the facts before a jury to be able to make the decision. From here to go to a grand jury where we intend to pursue murder against these 4 teens. I anticipate that the juvenile, and speaking with law enforcement, that the case at the county attorney's level will be certified to be tried as an adult. Now they'll be in our courts. Under the law of parties, those who participate, encourage, assist in a crime like this are all responsible for the end result. And I hope the young people are watching today. I hope they're paying attention. Because the lives that were changed on Monday, you cannot go back and redo. There will be heavy consequences no matter what. I'll say this. Tanto peca el que mata la vaca como el que agarra la pata. You've all heard that. And that is the law of parties. An accomplice is just as guilty as a person who actually commits the act. If you help someone do something wrong, then prepare to share the blame. It's very simple. I have no compassion. I have no empathy for people who commit crimes in our community, endangering the public. 4 adolescentes involucrados en una agresión violenta y maliciosa con una arma mortal ahora enfrentarán cargos de asesinato porque la víctima ayer murió de las heridas. Esta violencia y comportamiento imprudente no serán tolerados en el condado de Webb. Usaremos todo el peso de la ley para que cada uno de estos adolescentes rinda cuentas por sus crímenes, por poner en peligro a nuestros ciudadanos y niños a cometer estos crímenes en nuestros colonias. Los videos están ya circulando. Ven que esto pasó en el plano de día. Cerca de las escuelas. Si cometes un delito de adulto, recibirás una sentencia de adulto. Obviamente, este caso va a ir por proceso. Se va a presentar a un gran jurado. De ahí a una corte del distrito para que un jurado decide la responsabilidad aquí de estos involucrados. Un cómplice es tan culpable como la persona que realmente comete el acto. Si ayudas a alguien a hacer algo malo, compartes la culpa. Gracias.
So just real quick, I know that our alliance forms are here. We will be having some additional conversations with them. I know that the mayor is strongly behind this new emphasis on getting ahead of what's happening inside the schools, right? And I know that there's a lot to work on, but we've done this before with our dating violence, our awareness in dating violence, our awareness in posting images within, those teenagers that are dating. Things like this, also the bullying part, we've done this before. And so on what we're doing with the schools, it is the same concept, is to create awareness, not only within the schools, but also with the parents. And we believe, and I know that we had this conversation also with Chief yesterday, but multiple conversations with the mayor in regards to, we cannot do this. Everybody needs to put, a little bit into it because of the fact that all this starts from home. And when there's a disconnect from home, tragedies happen, and we all know this. And so this is exactly the reason why we invited our partners today. And I can tell you again that nobody's immune, right? This also happened in North Laredo. And so we need to make sure that we address this together as a community. So again, we thank everybody for being here today. We'll let everybody have a one-on-one once we finish.
Si este problema involucra a todos los jóvenes de Laredo, ¿por qué no está aquí UISD? También tiene esa familia.
Es una pregunta que usted no tenía que preguntar.
Algunos de los jóvenes sabemos que han estado involucrados en otros crímenes.
UISD,
UISD.
Oh,
So Ruben Ayala from UISD.
sí, estos jóvenes sabemos que ya tenían récord cuando eran menores. Habían sido enviados ellos a la villa juvenil y qué tipo de crímenes habían cometido.
Se indicó esto a Maribel, la primera conferencia, múltiples cargos de asaltos agravantes, disparar un arma, robo de carros. Entonces sí tienen un historial criminal. A este punto ya son adultos, como dijo fiscal, ya son sentencias de adultos, se trata de una manera muy diferente.
Es decir, ya habían estado presos y los soltaron ¿por qué?
Bueno, todo esto ya es un historial de cuando ellos eran chamacos, ¿verdad? Entonces son crímenes que al fin del día son crímenes que a veces lo miran como delincuencia, entonces van a estar afuera en la calle, ¿verdad? Entonces, ese es el problema.
¿Los papás podrían recibir algún cargo si es que alguno de ellos proporcionó el arma? ¿De quién era la pistola?
Ahorita todavía está bajo investigación. Ellos como adultos ya en Texas a la edad de 17 años ya es adulto. En este momento no se está investigando si los papás son culpables. La culpabilidad es de la persona que comete el acto, que en este caso de 18 o 19 años disparando, intentando matar a alguien, con ese resultado eres el responsable, ¿verdad? No sé ahorita la intención en este momento de mi oficina o fiscalía de poner cargos en los papás. Estos chamacos sí son responsables ya con la edad de 17 años.
¿Están ellos relacionados con algunas pandillas o el crimen organizado en México?
Otra vez, eso se está investigando. Estamos en los principios del caso. En este momento, lo que se presentó al juez es la evidencia mínima para efectuar lo que son los arrestos. Como ayer falleció Castillo, ahora los cargos son admisibles. Ya es donde estamos en este punto.
Fiscal, una pregunta. ¿Qué tan legal es o permitido por la ley que oficiales de la Policía de Norte Texas o del Sheriff lleven a cabo retenes en diferentes puntos de la ciudad? Porque estamos observando que ya muchos jóvenes traen armas. Hoy cualquier persona a los 18 años compra un arma incluso online, como sucedió con el joven de Uvalde, Texas, aunque la traiga escondida, cualquier persona puede traer un arma. La ley lo dice, pues, la misma constitución le dice. Pero ¿por qué no hacer retenes en la ciudad? En las noches vemos jóvenes haciendo donitas por el Four Wings, por el Bopolo, afuera, incluso aquí de la arena. Esos jóvenes no creo que anden bien. ¿Qué tan legal es? La pregunta es, ¿qué tan legal es para usted y para el jefe que se hagan retenes para revisar vehículos si gente anda o no armada?
No es legal. Como en Estados Unidos todos tenemos el derecho de nuestra libertad y de cargar o tener armas. No estamos en un país donde vamos a comenzar a parar gente sin evidencias a cartear o buscar drogas o armas. Se necesita un nivel de evidencia. Obviamente entrando a un edificio público, una escuela, un colegio, obviamente se pueden tomar pasos de seguridad. Eso no se ha hablado porque, en mi opinión, es muy sencillo. Eso no se permite en Estados Unidos.
¿Cuántos menores han llevado a juzgarlos como adultos? Menores a 17 años para abajo. ¿Cuántos en el condado de Webb, cuántos han llevado a juicio?
Eso es muy buena pregunta, algo que no tengo la información. Te digo que el costumbre en Webb County todo el tiempo que yo como fiscal en estos 18 años, el costumbre es cuando es un caso de violencia, especialmente homicidio, que el abogado del condado certifica el juvenil como adulto. Eso puede ya suceder a los 14 años y la verdad creo que nosotros somos la mejor agencia preparado para llevar esos tipos de casos grandes, pesados, ¿verdad? Los resultados están ahí, como dice el chief, donde nosotros siempre la meta es prisión.
Este muchacho de 16 años va a ser llevado van a intentar llevarlo a juicio como
Y
adulto.
lo que entiendo hoy es que van a presentar ese caso a la corte para la certificación como adulto. Entonces, hasta que pasa eso, entonces nos pasan el caso a nosotros para llevar el caso como adulto.
Actualmente ha identificado ya pandillas, vamos, tiene identificadas pandillas en Laredo, y de ser así, ¿cuántas pandillas hay identificadas?
¿Estamos hablando de adultos o
Juveniles y adultos.
Bueno, juveniles tenemos identificadas 5 pandillas, ¿verdad? Adultos tenemos identificadas 7 pandillas. Entonces, hay estrategias en cómo combatir esto. Ya está en marcha el plan. Ya se indicaron las diferentes divisiones del Departamento de Policía. Así como sucedió esto en el sur de la red, no sé si se acuerdan, a la entrada de esta en 2024, fue la misma situación, roteros, prendidas de carros, de fuego. Todo esto estaba sucediendo en el sur de Laredo, se atacó, se hizo una estrategia, un plan, una estrategia muy agresiva, y esto es lo que va a suceder en esta área donde ya se había indicado que era un área para nosotros, una zona roja que le llamamos. Entonces, eso se platicó en el Cabildo también, cuando el mayor trajo lo de los shot spotters. Se platicó de que el área de District 4, en District 3, esa área ya estaba indicada como una zona roja. Entonces ya va en marcha los planes de nosotros para poder nosotros combatir este plan de ataque para las personas que ya son identificadas por nosotros de que están haciendo un problema en esa área.
Para el alcalde,
Last question for Angie, please.
Just for the non-Spanish speakers, could you go back and trace to talk a little bit about parent culpability in the state limit?
I think the district attorney is the one that addressed that on parent culpability, but I can tell you what I was saying is that we need everybody involved. We're not saying that certain people are at fault. What we're saying is that we need everybody involved in this type of situation because it involves 16-year-olds, right? And so when it's a 16-year-old, this is a person that really doesn't know life. And so we need to be, as parents, we need to be very involved in their daily lives. We just release him we tell him to go to school and he doesn't come back till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. What did you do all day, right? So those are questions that are necessary for us as parents to ask and making sure that we're involved in their daily lives. Because once we disconnect, that's when tragedy starts.
para el alcalde, Para el alcalde, ¿qué mensaje le envía usted a la comunidad? Sabemos que es preocupante, hoy en la mañana la gente me estuvo llamando a la estación y están preocupadas. ¿Qué mensaje de tranquilidad le envía usted como alcalde a esa comunidad que necesita respuestas?
Primeramente tenemos que informar al público, tener la responsabilidad y el liderazgo a proporcionar la información al público y las formas, las metas que tenemos y los planes que tenemos para proporcionar dirección, no solamente a la población, a los ciudadanos, pero a la juventud. El hecho que se está viendo más violencia en la juventud, tenemos que proporcionar algún tipo de meetings, o sea, town halls por medio de la ciudad y posiblemente colaborar con las escuelas para ver si se puede hacer uniones en grupo de los estudiantes y darles dirección en cómo actuar cuando tengan situaciones de estas, en lugar de llevar a cabo estas situaciones como todo el grupo de estudiantes que fueron ahí y todos iban a la misma dirección sin tener alguna conciencia de los resultados. Esa información y esa indicación para los jóvenes qué es correcto y qué no, se puede compartir de una forma, pero tenemos que coordinar con las escuelas y podemos tener algún tipo de...
Hay un
Thank you. We're going to go ahead and end this today. This press conference, we thank you all for being here, for members of the media. Also thank both school districts for being here as well, and also our assistant attorney, Ms. Jacqueline, for being here as well, and everyone else. Thank you so much.